हेलो फ्रेंड्स, कैसे हैं आप लोग। मेरा नाम गौतम दीक्षित है। आई एम जीके एंड करंट अफेयर्स फैकल्टी एट मनु लॉ क्लासेस। आज के इस वीडियो में पर्टिकुलरली हम अक्टूबर 22 2021 का डेली हिंदू एनालिसिस करेंगे। दोस्तों, हम रोज़ डेली हिंदू एनालिसिस करते हैं। यू कैन एक्सेस माय डेली हिंदू एनालिसिस वीडियो ऑन मनु लॉ क्लासेस। सो लेट्स स्टार्ट विद टुडेज वीडियो। आज के न्यूज़पेपर को स्टार्ट करने से पहले थोड़े से जो आज इम्पॉर्टेंट न्यूज़ हैं, जब वो न्यूज़पेपर में आएंगे तो आपको बहुत खास नोट करना पड़ेगा उसके इन्फॉर्मेशन को। सो वी विल बी डिस्कसिंग अबाउट दोज 3 फार्मर लॉज, जिसके वजह से पिछले 1 साल के ऊपर हो गया अब फार्मर्स जो हैं वो प्रोटेस्ट करते हुए जा रहे हैं। और अब सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कुछ इशू उठाया है विच इज़ रिलेटेड टू द फंडामेंटल राइट्स, आर्टिकल 19(1). हम थोड़ा सा उसको देखेंगे। Then we will be discussing some important issue that India has achieved a milestone in COVID-19 vaccine doses. It has crossed 100 करोड़। तो हम आज थोड़ा सा उसका ब्रीफ हिस्ट्री करेंगे, वैक्सीन के बारे में थोड़ा पढ़ेंगे। एडिटोरियल 2 एडिटोरियल्स आज इससे रिलेटेड आए हैं, सो वी विल स्टडी दैट ऑल्सो। देन वी आर गोइंग टू स्टडी अबाउट अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट इंडिया यूके एक्सरसाइज विच इज़ कॉल्ड एज कोंकण शक्ति। वाई इट इज़ इम्पॉर्टेंट and what type of exercise it is, we are going to do that. Then हम थोड़ा सा अपने अफ़गानिस्तान में जो हमने पढ़ा था दैट द मॉस्को फॉर्मेट डायलॉग, उसको कंटिन्यू करते हुए हम आज पढ़ेंगे कि दैट वाई ह्यूमैनिटेरियन असिस्टेंस इज इम्पॉर्टेंट इन अफगानिस्तान एंड व्हाट द स्टेप हैज़ बीन टेकन बाय द यूनाइटेड नेशन फॉर ह्यूमैनिटेरियन असिस्टेंस इन अफगानिस्तान। जो हम इकोनॉमी में जो पढ़ेंगे, वी विल स्टडी अबाउट द स्ट्रैटेजिक रिजर्व। यहाँ पे स्ट्रैटेजिक रिजर्व की बात हुई है। स्ट्रैटेजिक रिजर्व ऑयल के पहले से ही होते हैं, बट इस बार स्कैरसिटी को देखते हुए कोल स्ट्रैटेजिक रिजर्व की भी बात हो रही है। तो ये स्ट्रैटेजिक रिजर्व क्या होता है, ऑयल स्ट्रैटेजिक रिजर्व क्या है, कहाँ कहाँ पे इसके सेंटर्स हैं, उसमें कितने ऑयल स्टोर किए जाते हैं, कितने डेज के लिए वो हमारे ऑयल नीड्स को कैटर कर सकते हैं। सो टुडे वी विल बी सीइंग दैट। देन कमिंग टू द एडिटोरियल, वन एडिटोरियल विल बी ऑन इंडिया चाइना। वी ऑलरेडी नो that the 13th commander level talk which aimed for disengagement at Hot Spring, which is patrolling point 15, ended in impasse. Why it has ended, what has changed about the Chinese army, how it has become aggressive, what has been the Indian response which we are doing from past some certain days. So we all are going to look on those news. तो अब हम न्यूज़ की तरफ चलते हैं। The first news which is coming is that the Supreme Court says farmers have right to protest but they cannot block roads. तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने पहले ही शाहीन बाग जजमेंट, एक बहुत ही लैंडमार्क जजमेंट है। शाहीन बाग was the protest site of those people who were protesting against the Citizenship Amendment Act. Now Shaheen Bagh case में the Supreme Court said that under Article 19(1)(b) everybody has the freedom to assemble peacefully. But again, if we see the Article 19(1)(d), everybody has the right for free movement. So under balancing those both the fundamental rights, Supreme Court has said that farmers have right to protest under Article 19(1)(b), but they can't block the roads under Article 19(1)(d) because it poses barrier on the movement of other people. Now जो 3 फार्म लॉ है, आज हम उसको एक बार देख लेते हैं कि ये 3 फार्म लॉज क्या हैं, उसके ऑब्जेक्टिव्स क्या हैं। तो जो पहला फार्म लॉ है, मैं उसका नाम ले रहा हूँ, प्लीज नोट इट, फार्मर्स प्रोड्यूस ट्रेड एंड कॉमर्स प्रमोशन एंड फैसिलिटेशन एक्ट 2020। इसका ऑब्जेक्टिव क्या है? सो इट विल अलाउ फार्मर्स टू सेल देयर फार्म प्रोड्यूस आउटसाइड APMC। APMC क्या होता है? एग्रीकल्चरल प्रोड्यूस मार्केट कमिटी। ये एक मंडी होता है, यहाँ से स्टेट गवर्नमेंट को मंडी टैक्स मिलता है। ओके, सो अर्लियर फार्मर्स वेर अलाउड टू सेल देयर प्रोड्यूस ओनली एट APMC, बट फार्मर्स प्रोड्यूस ट्रेड एंड कॉमर्स प्रमोशन एंड फैसिलिटेशन एक्ट 2020 अलाउज फार्मर्स टू सेल देयर फार्म प्रोड्यूस आउटसाइड APMC. Any licensed traders can buy the food produced from farmers from those market, and farmers are not required to pay the mandi tax. The second is the Farmers Empowerment and Protection Agreement of Price Assurances Farm Services Act 2020. This is the second act. इसका क्या ऑब्जेक्टिव है? It allows farmers to do contract farming. मतलब farmers they can enter into contract with any private players, with any private companies, and then they can do the contract farming. The third is Essential Commodities Amendment Act 2020. ये जो थर्ड एक्ट है इट रिमूव्स स्टॉक लिमिट ऑन फूड आइटम्स। ओके, अब शॉर्ट में ये देख लेते हैं कि फार्मर्स प्रोटेस्ट क्यों कर रहे हैं। फार्मर्स इसके लिए प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे हैं बिकॉज फार्मर्स का एक एप्रीहेंशन है कि आफ्टर द इम्प्लीमेंटेशन ऑफ दिस 3 लॉज द एमएसपी, ओके, द एमएसपी will be removed. The government will not provide MSP on certain crops, so that's why farmers are protesting. The second and very important news, a very big milestone for India is that India has crossed 100 crore COVID-19 vaccine doses and PM has congratulated the healthcare workers for the milestone. तो इससे related जो है हमने editorial भी हमें देखना है. So we will just look at the important information over here, and then in editorial we will have the detailed discussion. So we will see that some of the international organization they have applauded this India's achievement. तो इसमें जो UNICEF के जो India representative है यास्मीन अली हक, she has applauded India's milestone achievement. Then regional director of World Health Organization Southeast Asia Poonam Khetrapal Singh, she has also termed it as an extraordinary feat. The next is that our Prime Minister is going to attend the climate meet in Glasgow. COP26 Conference of Party 26, okay, ये होने वाला है. It is going to be organized in Glasgow. Glasgow is a city in Scotland which is a part of the United Kingdom, and it will start from October 31. Now over here one important thing is going to happen, that Prime Minister Modi and UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson, they are expected to jointly launch One World One Solar One Grid initiative. अब ये One World One Solar One Grid initiative जो है it will be comprising of at least 120 countries. Now हमने पिछले दिनों एक न्यूज़ किया था कि Israel is the latest member of International Solar Alliance. India and France, they both have launched this International Solar Alliance during the Paris Climate Agreement in 2015. The second is that many countries including the US, the UK, they want that India should commit to net zero carbon emission, but India is currently only looking for updating its nationally determined contributions or commitments, and India will update it to reflect the India's ambition, that is to install 450 gigawatt of renewable energy by 2030. This is very important line from exam point of view. बहुत बार आ चुका है और एग्जाम में आता रहेगा. Now the question is that what is India's NDC? So nationally determined commitments या contribution हर country ने पेरिस क्लाइमेट एग्रीमेंट में अपने steps जो उनको लेना था to control the carbon emission, they had submitted the nationally determined contributions. A commitment means that each country according to their own capacity will take effort to reduce the carbon emission. So what was India's NDC? So India's NDC was the first, that it will try to reduce the carbon emission by 30 to 35% from 2005 level by 2030. Then 40% of the energy generation will be from renewable energy, and then third one was 2.5 to 3 billion tons of carbon sequestration will be developed, or we can say carbon sink will be developed. Now 64 have been killed in Uttarakhand floods. तो हमने ये देखा था कि पहले केरला में बहुत ज़्यादा फ्लड हुआ, फिर उत्तराखंड में हुआ. ओके, तो जहाँ पे भी फ्लड हो रहा है, जो एक कॉमन चीज़ हम नोटिस कर रहे हैं वो हो रहा है लैंडस्लाइड. Now ये लैंडस्लाइड जो होता है, ये लैंडस्लाइड क्यों होता है? सो आई हैव ऑलरेडी टोल्ड यू that because of construction of roads, houses, the slope of the mountains they become weak, and whenever there is a very heavy rainfall, this weakened slope slips, forming the landslide. Okay, now I have already discussed this. I just want to bring it into your attention कि अगर आपसे कोई अगर पूछता है कि what is India's NDC या nationally determined contribution, so see this paragraph is very important. The first is that India is the third largest carbon greenhouse gas emitter, but if you see the lowest, it is the lowest per capita emitter. Lowest per capita emitter मतलब कि इंडिया जितना CO2 emit करता है, अगर हम उसको population के comparison में देखें तो per capita emission is very low. The second is what is India's NDC? So this is starts from here. the 2015 committed to increasing the share of non-fossil fuel sources to 40%, means कि 40% of the electricity generation will be from non-fossil fuel sources, like which is not from coal or some other polluting sources. The second is that the emission intensity will be decreased by 33 to 35% of 2005 level, and carbon sink of 2.5 to 3 billion tons of CO2 equivalent will be developed in India. The second issue which is coming up in this climate talk is, which we have done editorial also last time, about the climate finance. So India has said that climate finance for both mitigation and adaptation is very important to help the developing country for make a transition from carbon to non-carbon economy. So they say that some of the other important things are that legacy carbon credits should be allowed. So the clean development mechanism under Kyoto Protocol, which allowed developing countries to sell carbon credits to developed country. Then technology transfer and equity in the net zero debate. So these are some of the important issues which will be going to be discussed in COP26 at Glasgow. Now the Union Ministry has, it is just one line information, that the Union Home Ministry has advised the states to update recent photographs of prisoners released on parole, furlough, premature release of the e-prisons and interoperable criminal justice system database to generate immediate alerts and facilitate easy tracking in the event that if the prisoners they violate the law. So over here e-prisons platform will be used for criminal justice system database generation for easy tracking. Now 377 policemen died while on duty last year. So yesterday there was a police commemoration day, so that's why we have a article on this. So if you will just see that men, especially CRPF men who were killed on October 21 in 1959 in an ambush by Chinese troops in Ladakh's Hot Spring area on October 21st. So to commemorate this event, police commemoration day is observed. Then Pakistan retained on FATF's grey list again. So over here Pakistan leadership has been asked by the FATF for investigation and prosecutions of some UN designated terror groups. So which are these UN terror designated terror groups? They are Lashkar-e-Taiba, Jaish-e-Mohammed and Al-Qaeda and Taliban. Now what is FATF? The full form of FATF is Financial Action Task Force. Where is the headquarter of FATF? So headquarter of FATF is Paris. Now what is the mandate of FATF? So the mandate of FATF is to develop the protocol security architecture to combat money laundering and terror financing. So over here it maintains two type of list, which is called as black list and grey list. So in black list there are those countries which is also called as that action has to be taken against this country. So there are two countries in black list. There are Iran and North Korea. In grey list there are 25 countries. If we see the Indian neighborhood, so Philippines, Myanmar, Pakistan, they are in grey list. So over here the news coming from page 1 has been discussed that everybody from UNICEF to World Health Organization is applauding the milestone achievement which have been achieved by India. Now from foreign news, Trump to launch social media platform. So ये एक वन लाइनर न्यूज़ होता है, एग्जाम में इससे रिलेटेड न्यूज़ आती हैं. So the one liner news is that former US president, who is 45th, he is the 45th president of USA, Donald Trump, who was banned from social media platforms like Facebook and Twitter. Now he has launched his own social media company. That name is Truth Social. Okay, with the objective to stand up to the tyranny of big tech. Tyranny का मतलब होता है अत्याचार. Big tech यहाँ पे कंपनी का मतलब है Facebook and Twitter. So he was expelled from Facebook and Twitter after the Capitol Hill attack. So it has been widely believed that the attack was instigated by Donald Trump after the US presidential election. Now हम कुछ दिन से एक न्यूज़ करते आ रहे हैं कि now the world is opening up to तालिबान. पहले हमने न्यूज़ क्या किया कि यूरोपियन यूनियन ने यूरो 1 बिलियन डॉलर का ह्यूमैनिटेरियन असिस्टेंस दिया अफगानिस्तान को। फिर हमने कल एक न्यूज़ पढ़ा अबाउट दी मॉस्को प्लेटफॉर्म वेयर India was the part of 10 nation delegate and they met with Afghanistan government and then they discussed about providing the humanitarian assistance to Taliban government in Afghanistan। उसमें इंडिया ने पहली बार ऑफिशियली पार्ट लिया था। हमने उसमें ये भी देखा था कि इंडिया के जो डिप्लोमेटिक authorities हैं, they have already met with Taliban people in Qatar but which was not official। And now the United Nations has set up a special trust. This is very important news that the United Nations has set up a special trust fund to provide urgently needed cash directly to Afghanistan through a system of tapping the donor, tapping into the donor funds which was frozen since the Taliban takeover last August. So we will see that since the Taliban has taken over the Afghanistan, so the funds which were there for humanitarian assistance in Afghanistan, it was freezed. Now it will be opened again. Okay, so over here Germany has is the first contributor which has pledged euro 50 million to the fund. Now what is the status of Afghanistan? So see, Afghanistan is going through a very bad phase actually. According to the International Monetary Fund, Afghanistan economy is going to contract by 30% this year, and this contraction in economy, it is going to lead to a further refugee crisis which is going to affect the neighboring countries of Afghanistan, especially Turkey and Europe. Now Pfizer and BioNTech, they have developed a booster shot which has the efficacy of 95.6% including against Delta strain। देखिए कल हमने एक न्यूज़ किया था, रशिया से आया था कि रशिया ने वीक लॉन्ग पेड हॉलीडे दिया है अपने लोगों को so that they remain in their house because of the rising case of COVID-19 in Russia। Now one of the major reason why it was happening was that रशिया में availability of vaccine होने के बाद भी people are not going for inoculation which has created a problem। Okay, so now non-essential services have been shut in Moscow following that। Then again, yesterday we did a news about the Sakharov Prize which was awarded to the opposition political leader of Russia, Alexei Navalny। What is Sakharov Prize? It is top European Union's human rights prize। Now Russia has said that the Kremlin has said, which is Russia, it has said that they have no respect for Navalny's Sakharov Prize। Now the economic news that India needs strategic reserves of coal and gas। Now before going to this news, come to this paragraph। पहले इस पैराग्राफ को पढ़िए और पहले पूरा स्टेटस समझिए कि अभी तक हुआ क्या है। So if you will see that after the second surge of COVID-19 fall down, there was increase in the manufacturing activity which led to surge in power demand। Okay, at the same time what was happening was that the global recovery has also taken place and now the supply of global coal was in shortage which led to high global coal prices which increased by 40%। Now what happened that at the same time, due to rainfall in September, heavy rainfall in September, the coal production went down। So in India the stock of coal went very down, that some of the stocks in 135 coal fired power plants, they did not have the fuel stocks of even 3 days। And if you see the electricity generation in India, it is 70% based on coal from coal power supply। So what happened because of this? There was supply disruption and power cuts। Even countries like China, they are witnessing this problem। Now there is a talk going on where first the center has asked the state government to lift their hydro power output। पहले तो सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट ने केरला को पहले कहा था, अब सारे स्टेट्स को कह रहा है कि जहाँ जहाँ पे भी हाइड्रो पावर आउटपुट है उसको थोड़ा सा इंक्रीज कीजिए कि ताकि जो कोल का शॉर्टेज है उससे इलेक्ट्रिसिटी जनरेशन पे कोई इम्पैक्ट ना पड़े। द सेकेंड, नाउ देयर इज अ टॉक ऑफ स्ट्रेटेजिक रिजर्व्स ऑफ कोल एंड गैस। स्ट्रेटेजिक रिजर्व्स ऑफ कोल एंड गैस। नाउ द स्ट्रेटेजिक रिजर्व ऑफ कोल एंड गैस, तो क्या ये पहला स्ट्रेटेजिक रिजर्व होगा क्या इंडिया में? ऐसा नहीं है, हमारे पास ऑयल के पहले से ही स्ट्रेटेजिक रिजर्व्स हैं। अगर मैं इनका नाम लिखूँ तो इसका नाम होता है इंडियन स्ट्रेटेजिक Indian Strategic Petroleum Reserve, Indian Strategic Petroleum Reserve Limited. Okay, now the total petroleum reserve in this Indian Strategic Petroleum Reserve Limited, it can take care for 9.5 days of petroleum demand in India. Now where it is located? So it is located at three places: Visakhapatnam, Mangaluru in Karnataka, and Paddur in Karnataka. Visakhapatnam is in Andhra Pradesh. Okay. Now apart from this, the oil marketing companies like IOCL and BPCL, they also maintain the strategic oil reserves for 64.5 days. So 9.5 days and 64.5 days total, India has 74 days of strategic reserve. Now Prime Minister had already announced PM Gati Shakti during his Independence Day speech, and it is a multimodal infrastructure plan consisting of 16 ministries which are related to infrastructure, and now Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs has given approval to the implementation of PM Gati Shakti. Now one of the main objective of PM Gati Shakti is to bring down the logistical cost. Now see, it is very important data. The logistical cost in India is 14%. And the global average is 8%. Okay, so we need to bring down this logistical cost to improve the effectiveness of Indian manufacturing sector. The next is that corporate frauds are going to rise in next 2 years according to Deloitte. You just have to read this news that corporate fraud cases are going to rise. Why? Because the COVID-19 restriction has caused the business environment to change, and the model of business, the cash flow crunch and remote working environment has exposed these organizations and individuals to corporate frauds. If you will just see that cybercrime 23.9%, financial statement fraud 20.96%, and leak of sensitive information is 12.87%. These three are the most likely fraud schemes to be experienced in the future. Now scripting the हिस्ट्री, कोविड-19 वैक्सीनेशन के बारे में है। हमने 100 करोड़ डोजेस अभी तक इनॉक्यूलेट कर चुके हैं. सो इट इज़ बेटर टू टेक अ स्टॉक ऑफ कोविड-19 वैक्सीनेशन इन इंडिया. So when did the COVID-19 vaccination in India started? That is very important date. It started on 16th January 2021. 16th January 2021. Now, which are the three vaccines which are currently in use in India? So Covishield, Covaxin and Sputnik 5. Now the vaccines which has been approved by the Drug Controller General of India but still not in use is Johnson & Johnson and Zycov D. Then Corbevax and Covovax, they are under phase 3 trials. Then if we see that 75% of the people have got single dose and 31% have got the double dose in India. Now over here we already know that ICMR along with Bharat Biotech, they were very quick to develop Covaxin. Then Serum Institute of India, which is the largest manufacturing unit in the world, they developed Covishield, which led to inoculation in India. But the new emerging thing which is emerging is two things. पहला तो अगर हम अगले पेज में भी देखेंगे इसके बारे में कि जो वैक्सीनेशन का जो रेट है वो अक्टूबर में डिप हो रहा है. People are not taking the double dose, the second dose. The first is that India should now start supplying its vaccine to foreign countries under its Vaccine Maitri initiative. The next is about engaging the Taliban. So over here we are discussing the new the 10 nations participation in Moscow with Taliban officials for a joint statement in providing the humanitarian assistance to Afghanistan. And over here if you will just see, it was the first official engagement of India, and this included Deputy Prime Minister of Taliban, who is Abdul Salam Hanafi. Now if you will just see that India has very great investment, has done great investment in Afghanistan for providing humanitarian assistance. So now if we just see that that can India do anything bilaterally? So if we just see that no, India does not have so much leverage to engage with Taliban bilaterally. It has to go with the regional approach. So India can form a can become the member of Moscow 10, which includes China, Pakistan, Iran, and Central Asia, which can have some leverage over Taliban. Now this article is again about the India's journey to 100 crore vaccination in the country. It is written by our Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, and very important article. So here reading the article, we will come to know that it was a Team India which has taken a special effort. Our frontline workers, there was the people's participation or Jan Bhagidari, and there was a effort by everyone which PM has turned as भागीरथ effort. भागीरथ effort का मतलब यहाँ पे है कि बहुत extreme effort लिया गया था to ensure that there is a development of vaccine, then there is a adequate manufacturing of vaccine, then supply of vaccine, and then inoculation of vaccine. So overall over here it has been, the Prime Minister has highlighted the effort taken by every section of society to ensure that India has reached this milestone. The second is about Indo-China relationship which is going on. तो इसको समझने से पहले हमें एक टेक्निकलिटी समझना पड़ेगा. If we just see the India-China border, so it is 3,488 kilometer long. If we see, so India इस आर्टिकल को समझने के लिए swearing off again in the Himalayan heights, so we have to look at certain technicalities to understand that how China has changed its strategy. So India China border is 3,488 kilometer long. It is divided into three: western sector Ladakh, middle sector या central sector हिमाचल एंड उत्तराखंड नॉर्मली, एंड ईस्टर्न सेक्टर अरुणाचल प्रदेश. अब हमारा जो गालवान वैली का जो प्रॉब्लम हुआ था वो वेस्टर्न सेक्टर में हुआ था. ओके, एंड नाउ वी आर engaging with China through commander level talk to resolve our dispute at certain friction point like hot spring है, देवस्पांग है, डैमचोक है. ओके, गालवान में और पैंगोंग सो लेक में, पैंगोंग सो लेक में हमने पहले ही कर दिया था, गोगरा में भी हमने कर दिया था 12th राउंड टॉक में. अब टू नाउ चाइना ने अब एक अलग स्ट्रेटेजी अपनाया है. नाउ चाइना इज फोकसिंग मोर ऑन दोज सेक्टर्स जहाँ पे इतना प्रॉब्लम नहीं है LAC का. वन एग्जाम्पल ओवर हियर इज दैट देयर इज अ बाराहोती इन उत्तराखंड वेयर देयर वाज PLA मतलब पीपल्स लिबरेशन आर्मी ऑफ चाइना, वेयर देयर वाज इंट्रूजन बाय PLA इन अगस्त. नाउ इसके पहले जो बाराहोती का जो एक पोजीशन था, इट वाज अ डीमिलिटराइज्ड जोन and no person in uniform was allowed to enter in the area, but PLA entered this area in August violating that convention. Second, जो हमने पिछले हफ्ते एक न्यूज़ किया था तवांग को लेके कि जो 200 PLA सोल्जर्स थे वो तवांग में आ गए थे. तवांग जो है एक एरिया है अरुणाचल प्रदेश का. इट इज अगेन द डिस्प्यूटेड एरिया इन द ईस्टर्न सेक्टर एंड वन ऑफ द सोल्जर वॉज withheld by the Indian army. Now चाइना ऐसा स्ट्रेटेजी चेंज क्यों कर रहा है? स्कॉलर्स का कुछ स्कॉलर्स का ऐसा मानना है दैट दिस चेंज इन स्ट्रेटेजी इज बिकॉज कि PLA का जो एक वेटेज है, बिकॉज ओके इट इज लाइक is losing its primacy to PLA Air Force and PLA Navy because of emerging issues in South China Sea and Taiwan, and PLA wants to reclaim its paramount position over there. The second is that PLA thinks that India has registered a greater presence on Chinese territory by building the infrastructure and everything, and it has to be resized, मतलब उसको सबक सिखाना पड़ेगा. So that's why PLA is using this strategy. अगर हम न्यू दिल्ली का रिस्पॉन्स देखें तो पहले जो न्यू दिल्ली का रिस्पॉन्स होता था वो इसको हम कहते थे डिफेंसिव डिटेरेंस. डिफेंसिव डिटेरेंस का मतलब हम अटैक तो नहीं करेंगे, बट हम इतना अटैक ज़रूर करेंगे कि हमें हमारा एरिया उनके पास नहीं जाना चाहिए. बट नाउ द इंडियन मिलिट्री हैज़ इंडक्टेड मोर मॉडर्न मिलिट्री प्लेटफॉर्म्स एंड सिस्टम्स ऑन द चाइना बॉर्डर बैक्ड बाय इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर कंस्ट्रक्शन। तो यहाँ पे इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर कंस्ट्रक्शन में एक पर्टिकुलर रोड है DSDBO रोड। ओके, सो दैट रोड वाज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट बिकॉज ऑफ विच डेब्रू शियोक दौलत बेग ओल्डी रोड। तो वहीं से पूरा ये इशू गालवान वैली का स्टार्ट हुआ था। ओके, नाउ इंडिया में जो है एक ये है कि जो सबसे बड़ा प्रॉब्लम है वो ये है कि मॉडर्नाइजेशन ऑफ आर्मी। सो बिकॉज ऑफ दैट if you will see the Indian Air Force, it needs around 60 fighter jet squadrons, but it has only 30 jet squadrons. Okay, same with the Navy chief, where they want another aircraft carrier, but because of lack of fund it has not been sanctioned. So these are some of the problems. Second problem is the domestic politics, which is according to the author is a divisive Mediterranean politics, and which is creating a problem in India's foreign policy. Just for example, India's CAB, Citizenship Amendment Bill, it created problem with Bangladesh. Then India's scrapping of Article 370 has created problem in Kashmir and Pakistan. So likewise, this is like this, in this way the domestic policy is having the repercussion on India's foreign policy. The next is the executive. It has not been kept accountable. They have not given any concrete information about how the dispute took place, how many soldiers were killed, how many were kept captive. They kept on denying that any inclusion has taken place in LAC for a long time. Now this is the interview. I just give you a brief background that Air India has taken Tata Group has taken over as the owner of Air India, and now they will have 100% ownership of Air India Express, and 50% ownership of Air India SATS. So this is going about that how it was possible. Okay, why it could not take place earlier, why it could take place now. तो इसमें जो एक सिंपल चीज़ जो आपको याद रखनी है कि जो पहले डिसइन्वेस्टमेंट करने की कोशिश की गई थी उसमें 75% ओनरशिप की बात थी, बट नाउ जो अभी जो 2020 में जो हुआ जिसको टाटा ने बाई किया, तो ये तभी हुआ जब गवर्नमेंट सेड दैट दे आर गोइंग टू सेल एयर इंडिया 100%. ओके, नाउ ओवर हियर there is a talk going on about the police commemoration day which was observed yesterday. So यहाँ पे अगर हम एक बात करेंगे तो यहाँ पे this paragraph is very important where it has been written that अगर हम CRPF की बात करें, so CRPF is deployed in highly disturbed areas of Jammu and Kashmir, North East, left wing extremist states, और highest casualties जो है इन्होंने देखा है which was 82 between 2020 and 2021. फिर इंडो तिब्बतन बॉर्डर पुलिस विच गार्ड्स द बॉर्डर फ्रॉम लद्दाख टू अरुणाचल प्रदेश एट वेरी फॉरबिडिंग का मतलब वेरी हाई हाइट्स, इट लॉस्ट 54 पर्सोनल. बॉर्डर सिक्योरिटी फोर्स विच मैन द बॉर्डर ऑन इंडिया पाकिस्तान इंडिया बांग्लादेश बॉर्डर, दे लॉस्ट 47 पर्सोनल. देन छत्तीसगढ़ पुलिस फोर्स दे लॉस्ट अराउंड 32 personnel, JNK 17, Karnataka 17. Now we already know that October 21 is observed as Police Commemoration Day to remember the high-pitched battle fought by CRPF on October 21st, 1959 in Ladakh. The second is the paragraph is about that what we should do to ensure that our they are really respected. So some of the problems which are highlighted over here of the police are that they have low salary, poor quality of life, they are deprived of basic facilities, and yet they are risking their lives to protect the citizens. So we have to protect their morale. The second is that they are not getting they are not eligible for pension, especially those who have been recruited after 2004. They don't have canteen and medical facilities enough. Okay, they are not often exempted from GST. So it is the high time that government should take note of this. The last is about the inoculation rate, which is continuing to fall. So if you will see, the average rate of vaccination has been declining since mid-September, and between October 11 and 20 the average daily doses administered has decreased significantly. अगर उसमें कुछ स्टेट्स की हम बात करें तो तमिलनाडु, उत्तर प्रदेश, बिहार. अगर इंक्रीज की बात करें तो वो बहुत माइनर हुआ है इन आंध्र प्रदेश, कर्नाटका एंड मध्य प्रदेश. So friends, that's all for today. So आज के इम्पॉर्टेंट जो कुछ न्यूज़ थे अगर हम देखेंगे, एक बार मैं फिर से आपका रिवीजन करा दूं कि जिसको आपको देखना है। सो कोंकण शक्ति, विच इज़ द फर्स्ट ट्राई सर्विस एक्सरसाइज बिटवीन इंडिया एंड द यूनाइटेड किंगडम. India and United Kingdom all have their army exercise which is called as Ajay Warrior. Then please go with the farm laws. Then Indian COVID 100 crore vaccination milestone, and then strategic reserve on economic page. We will meet tomorrow again with the daily Hindu news analysis. Till then, take care. Have a nice day. Thank you.